You are listening to the Majestic Minds Podcast.
Hello, and we're back with the show, back with more, and bringing the whole summer galore. Is your host with the most, but not allowed to boast, Morgan. I'm still working on this intro after a year of doing this now, but we're back on it. So, with the last episode, we touched on acknowledgement and acknowledging what you need to change about yourself for the better. And as a first step in self-improving yourself or using it as a vital asset in any of your occupation. And the next one I want to tackle on is acceptance. This is a big one. And this is a big one because, as I mentioned in the episode prior, we tend to have an inflated or deflated self of worth where we have problems acknowledging that we do have imperfections and stuff to work on. But are you willing to accept this fact that you're aware of? Let's talk about that. So acceptance. What does it mean to accept? Well, to, depending on who you ask, be complicit with your reality, your circumstance, the analysis of what you're aware of, textbook, librarian, person, doesn't fucking matter. But acceptance, accept. So when you accept and, of something that you're aware of, you accept. Do you accept the fact that you could do better or that you've done enough? That's a big one when it comes to acceptance, because when you're willing to accept that you are aware of a vital flaw or just a simple observation of you, are you willing to accept that it's something that needs to be changed or neglected? This is a big thing to think upon self-improvement, because it's a big pill to swallow. It's a very big pill to swallow. Especially if you, just have a variety of things you try to do and you just accept this unflattering reality about yourself, and then your whole world is just shattered, diminished, completely scattered. And everything seems to be out of line. But what many people, seem to completely mislook is acceptance is actually one of the second most vital steps in self-improving yourself or just in any occupation, because you're willing to objectively look into the reality of what you're lacking, what needs to be changed, and your flaws. As long as you're willing to accept that, you're already through part 2. You're in the second step. You're moving forward upon the progress. And there's a lot of things people don't like to accept about themselves. For me, I am aware that I am a musician. I have an online business and I do this thing, But I have to accept that I've been lacking in content. I need to practice more. And I need to be more proficient in listing and selling my items in my online business. And, as with anything else and, being critical of yourself, that is very hard to accept. Because as humans, we really, really despise or hate being reminded of how imperfect we are. And this is why I firmly don't believe in the whole perception of perfection, because perfection is like absolute, no flaw, no anomalies. And that is not really consistent upon the human consciousness, let alone with physical touch or repetition. That's more impossible with a robot, or like a divine being, because they are made without flaw or specific purpose. And, it's important to do things efficiently, but perfection, for me, upon the human consciousness, is just a fucking myth. I don't believe in perfection in the context of people, because we're not made to be perfect. We are made to be a complete clusterfuck of, the best and worst of us. We are precisely in the middle, But, it's just like, that is something we're willing to accept. We're willing to accept that we're not perfect. And we're not made or born to be a being of profound and divine perfection. It's like, once you're willing to accept that, you're able to accept that you have the possibility of being able to succeed and fail. On to step number 3, keep it here in the Majestic Minds podcast. Thank you for listening.